guys, it's Chance. I'm here with week number, I have no idea, but all I do know is that it's coming out week. So yeah, I'm gonna get right to it as quickly as possible and hopefully not off track. I am out to everyone except for my parents, my work, and some of my college people, but I'll explain that later. Not out to my parents because they are against anything different. If it's not traditional American standard, then they do not want, you know, big X. When I came out as bisexual to them, this was long ago, long ago, or at least to my mom, I came out like that. She thought it was just a phase, and you know, it technically wasn't. I mean, when I told her I was bisexual, I was really telling her that I think I'm a lesbian, but you know, that word never rolled off my tongue, lesbian. I never liked to call myself a lesbian. It just didn't seem right, and I'm a straight man. Why would I want to call myself a lesbian? So yeah, I'm waiting to move out before I tell them anything, because it'll just be easier that way. I live with them, obviously, so I don't want to indulge in any overly dramaticness about that. Alright, so I got two stories I'm going to try to tell you, and hopefully I can throw in some advice here and there, or afterwards. So, my first story of me coming out that I would like to share is the one with my girlfriend. Now, I technically did not come out. A friend of ours kind of slipped up and ta-da. But anyways, my friend asked my girlfriend, yo, how do you feel about Chance? My girlfriend was, from what I assume, like, what are you talking about? And so later on that night, like, I could tell something was up. Like, I knew, like, she was like kind of in zombie mode or something, kind of really washed out. And so later on that night, we're in my car and we start talking about it, and she starts crying because, you know, she identified as a lesbian. I mean, she, you know, in her mind or whatever, she is a lesbian. She doesn't, now she identifies as a me-ian or a Chancian. So we talked in my car for a little bit. There was a whole bunch of waterworks. I was crying, she was crying. She kept saying that, you know, she didn't know, you know, how this was going to work. You know, she's a lesbian, and you know, she was also hurt that I didn't tell her. Like, I didn't straight up tell her. I didn't go to her first, which was a huge mistake on my part, but I was scared. I was really nervous. I love my girlfriend to death, to pieces, you know. I mean, I didn't want to lose her, so I held it inside me, and I talked a couple of times like, hey, you know, what if I was born a guy, and this and that, and you know, that is the same thing. Well, we wouldn't be together. So that night was crazy, and then that same night, on like the driveway of her house, and that friend was there too, it was like, I was being so dramatic. I was like trying to explain myself, trying to get her to understand how I was feeling, and you know, she came around. It was so quick. Like, she went from being not sure how to cope or if she could even deal with it to straight up like calling me Chance, he, him, you know, all the male pronouns, unless she's here at my house. Then, you know, obviously, since my parents are here, I'm not out and whatnot. So yeah, everything is great there now. It was relieving after the fact that she finally knew. I could finally like be myself, and like after I came out to her, everything just opened up. I mean, you know, I was able to share things I wasn't able to share before. Sex life was more, I guess, prominent. You know, we're just able to talk to each other a bit more. So yeah, if you're in a relationship and the other person doesn't know, I would definitely sooner as opposed to later tell them, especially if you're serious about the relationship. You know, whatever happens, happens. If the person doesn't understand, then they obviously weren't the person for you anyways. And, you know, luckily for me, my baby understands to the best that she can, and so yeah, things are good. Alright, and the second story was with my sister. I put her into my room one night about several months ago. No, maybe 3 months ago. My girlfriend I told several months ago, but my sister just a couple. My cat's rubbing up on me, all weird. So I pulled her into my room and I was like, I gotta tell you something. And she was like, I already know what you're gonna tell me. I'm like, really? No, Erin, this is serious, you know, this is like a big deal. And she was like, well, or I don't know if she said it, but she implied it. She said something like, are you going to tell me that you're a lesbian? And I was just like, oh god, no, this is a little bit different. She goes, like, her face was just like, what are you gonna tell me? I was like, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. I started panicking, panic attack. And she was like, no, I won't. Blah blah blah. You're my sister. This and that. I'm like, oh god, here we go. So I was like, okay, I see myself as a man. I feel as though I'm a man, and you know, I am. And she was just kind of like, so I was like throwing things out that like try to explain why I feel this way, you know, throwing out my childhood, the way you know, my the way I think about sex, the way I think about just anything, just anything. You know, aside from clothes and all that, I wanted her to know that, you know, it's not the clothes, it's not the athletics or whatever, it's the inside. It's what's going on in here and right here. So she said that, you know, that she doesn't hate me, and that she she's open and she's okay with it, but she will always call me her sister, and that kind of like made me feel really crappy. But hey, I mean, what can you do? I think she'll come around. She's really open about things, you know. She's super chill. It's just right now, especially since, you know, I'm not out completely. I'm not going to therapy. I'm not getting my, you know, T. I'm not, you know, chest surgery or anything. But eventually she'll come around, I have a feeling. So yeah, I had one good experience and one not so good experience. Everyone else that I've told has been really chill about it, all my friends and stuff like that. I came out to my professors as well for my college. I typed up an email. I actually looked up the video. I don't know if you guys know him. His name is Aiden, and his username is Alliance Fears. I'll put the link to the video that I looked up for emailing your professors. Basically, it's just describing an email that you send to them, you know, basically saying, look, my name is, I said, Chance Miller. You won't find that on your roster because I'm a female to male transgender, you know, just things like that. And I had one guy email me back, and he was cool. He was like, yeah, man, I understand. Don't worry about it, basically. So I'm out in that class. I don't know if any of my other instructors got my email, so I gotta like resend emails. But I mean, be persistent. You know, if you want to be known by something and this is what you feel, you gotta be persistent about it. Don't take no for an answer. Once you're out, you might as well go for gold, right? So yeah, some advice really quick. When you come out, make sure a friend doesn't come out for you. It's better to just get it over with. And you know, I'm like, I need to practice what I preach and just go ahead and tell my parents, but I really don't want to be kicked out of my house. So, you know, then another piece of advice, if you're really wishy-washy, if you don't know how your parents are going to react, you know, it might be opposite to what you think, but if you're really not sure and you know you have the potential of being kicked out or harassed, you know, just wait it out. At least, you know, in my head, that's what's going on. You know, it's really difficult. I've come close so many times to just telling them because I get so aggravated and I get so annoyed, you know. But it's better to, it's like fighting, you know. It's if a person's got you in like some like arm bar or something, that's like when like, you know, to tap out, you know. Live to fight another day. Don't kill yourself, or don't, in this case, don't throw yourself out on a limb if you know the limb's going to snap. But if you feel comfortable with your parents, you know, boom, go right ahead. Be gentle. Don't expect people to understand right away. It took my girlfriend a little bit. I mean, it didn't take her long at all. But, you know, just don't expect them to instantly be calling you sir, he, him, or your chosen name. You know, you're going to have to wait it out. Patience is a virtue. And, you know, hopefully with time they'll come around. Alright, I think this video's been long enough. I talk a lot. I can't help it. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you next time.